Hello children, welcome to our third session of preposition. So far we have studied many important preposition and some set preposition like since and for, to, towards, by, with and then till and until. We are going to study some more interesting prepositions in this session. Let's start with an important set named as beside and besides. Don't they look too similar to each other? But usage wise, these two prepositions are extremely different to each other. Ye beside. This beside means बाजू में. Anything that is beside you. आपके बाजू में कुछ है. What is the meaning of this beside? This is normally used इसके अलावा या इसके बावजूद. इसके अलावा we use it in this sense or बावजूद इसके. These are the Hindi meanings of these two prepositions. Let's see the example for these two prepositions. Now see, Jane is standing dash the car. Now which beside are you going to fill? Since अभी मैंने आपको example बता दिया, अभी मैंने आपको example नहीं मीनिंग बता दिया तो आप बहुत इजीली सही वाला फिल करेंगे. बट नॉर्मली व्हेन वी स्पीक एंड व्हेन वी राइट वी मेक द मिस्टेक ऑफ दिस इज ऑलवेज देयर. नॉर्मली पीपल से Jane is standing besides the car, whereas the correct answer is Jane is standing beside the car. यानी कार के बाजू में Jane बैठी है. What else? Ravi is sitting beside a lake. Here again, रवि कहाँ पे बैठा है? एक लेक के किनारे उसके बाजू में बैठा है. So here again, I have used the preposition beside. Now how do I use the preposition besides? There are two ways. I can use the preposition besides many warnings. Amit kept on stealing things. कई वार्निंग्स के बावजूद अमित चोरी करता रहा. This was one of the usage of besides. Now let's make another example. Besides Samsung, I also have the cell phones of Apple. Now here also I have used the preposition besides. Now isn't it so easy and so clear to you? Now this besides, a similar preposition can also be used with the meaning except. Now how will I use? Except can directly used as a preposition like I will call everyone for the party except you. Or I can say I will call everyone for the party besides you. तुम्हारे अलावा, तुम्हारे को नहीं बुलाऊंगी, बाकी सबको पार्टी में इनवाइट करूँगी. सो बावजूद और इसके अलावा के मीनिंग में भी वी यूज़ द preposition besides and except. So I hope this set beside and besides is very clear to you. You are sitting besides your laptops, beside your laptop or besides your laptop. Now see, while speaking we normally say besides, but the correct answer was beside. तुम अपने सेल फोन या अपने लैपटॉप के beside बैठे हो, यानी कि बाजू में बैठे हो. This was the usage of beside and besides. Moving on to another set of prepositions. Now, another important set of preposition is between and among. Now this is very easy, but still people commit mistake between these two prepositions. Now did you notice I said between these two prepositions? This automatically specifies the usage of the preposition between. We normally use the preposition between when we want to distinguish or differentiate anything between two things. But we use among when we want to distribute anything between या distribute anything for more than two people. Now how are we going to use these sentences? I'll write down the example and then you will understand the usage. Example. Keep the secret dash you and me. What will be the answer? Keep the secret between you and me. Here only two people were associated, hence we have used the preposition between. But if many people were associated, keep the secret among us. I can also use this, keep the secret among us. Here the people are more than two. So when we want to use anything on the broader sense or for more than two, we use the preposition among. And again, distribute the chocolate dash yourself. Now अगर मैंने यहाँ पे यूज़ किया, यहाँ पे दो चीज़ काम आ सकती है. between yourself, इसका मतलब है दो लोग हैं. लेकिन अगर मैंने बोला among yourself, थोड़ा गलत हो जाएगा. यहाँ मैंने लिखना चाहिए among all the students. In this case, I would be correct. Here I am distributing the chocolate between two people, but when I want to distribute the chocolate among many students, I will use the preposition among. So this was again very clear to you. Now let's move ahead with another interesting set of preposition. Another interesting set of preposition is THROUGH through, across and past. Now these three words are used in the similar sense. कोई चीज़ कहीं से होके गुजर गई. Okay. Through, across and past are used to describe anything. When anything passes from anything, there is one end and there is another end. But all these three are used in different sense. In case of through, normally when there is an enclosed path, we use the preposition through. For example, there is a wire which passes through the pipe. So here the wire entered from one end of the pipe and it went outside from the other end of the pipe, and here I have used the preposition through. Okay, and I can also use this preposition in another sense, like the example is the train passed dash the tunnel. The answer will be through. The train passed through the tunnel. So I guess this is very clear to you. Now I will explain you by the means of a diagram. Suppose these are the mountains and there is a tunnel made inside these mountains for the train to pass. So this is how we can use the train passed through the tunnel. But at the same time, now let's imagine there's a plane going on. Now a plane also going from one end to another end. So here we will use the preposition the plane flew across the mountains. So here we are using the preposition across because the plane is flying from one end to the other end and it is crossing all the mountains all the way. So in this condition we use the preposition across. There's another example. The bridge was laid. अब बहुत से लोग on लगाते हैं लेकिन the answer is across. The bridge was laid across the river. Why do we use the preposition across? Because अगर ये river है तो bridge को उसके एक सिरे से दूसरे सिरे तक होके गुजरना पड़ता है. So here we have this bridge from one end to the other end, and when things are from one end to another end and it is crossing over something, we always use the preposition across. Now let's imagine another circumstances. These are the mountains and here there's a man. A man who is walking besides the mountains. ये mountain है और mountain के बाजू में से एक आदमी हो के चल के यहाँ से गुज़र के इस सिरे तक पहुँच गया. हो के गुज़र गया. इस केस में we use the preposition past. Now see, how do I make it into the sentence? The man went past the mountains. The man went past the mountains. This means कि this man, ये आदमी mountains के बाजू से होके या होके गुजर गया, यानी कि यहाँ से होता हुआ कहीं चला गया. एक सिरे से दूसरे सिरे सब निकल के चला गया. For example, I have my school in one of the famous areas of the city. कल शाम मैं अपने स्कूल के बाजू से गुजरी, या मैं अपने फ्रेंड के घर के सामने से गुजरी. मतलब आई डिड नॉट वेंट इनसाइड माई स्कूल, आई डिड नॉट गो इनसाइड माई फ्रेंड्स हाउस, बट आई जस्ट क्रॉस्ड माई फ्रेंड्स हाउस, or I just crossed my old school. How will I say it with the preposition past? Yesterday evening I went past my old school in the city. Yesterday evening my friend went past my house. मेरे घर के पास से मेरा एक दोस्त गुजरा. This is how we use the preposition past. Now moving on to the another preposition. I hope you are clear with the usage of through, across and past. Now the other set of preposition is a very important and confusing set of preposition is over and above. Now here over and above. Over यानी भी ऊपर, above यानी भी ऊपर. फिर अंतर कहाँ? दोनों में थोड़ा सा अंतर रहता है. over का मतलब होता है नॉर्मल सेंस में, अगर हम ऊपर के सेंस में बात करते हैं तो over is used for when something is on something covering a larger area, but that thing can touch the first thing or it may not touch that thing. In both ways we can use the preposition over. Whereas for above, when anything is on anything, not touching, but कोई चीज़ किसी चीज़ के ऊपर है, but on a smaller area. Like I explained you earlier also, like balloons flew high above the cloud, or I can say the plane flew high above the clouds. Here I am not talking about the total journey taken by the plane, but I am talking about the specified area where the plane was flying. Or I can also say the fan above me is working. Here also I am specifying the area where the fan is. The fan above me is working. Okay? Now, but suppose let's imagine there was heavy rains in the city, and because of heavy rain the whole city got flooded and the water also entered my house. So, how do I mention it? Due to heavy rains. Due to heavy rains, the water, what happened to the water? The water got filled all over the floor. Or we can say, due to heavy rains, the water got spread all over the rails. I am talking about the railway beds. In both these conditions, the water was spread on the wider area because of heavy rain. तो रेलवे पट्टियों के ऊपर भी पानी फैला हुआ था, घर के फ्लोर के ऊपर भी सारी तरफ पानी भरा हुआ था. Hence we have used the preposition over. But there is another use of the preposition over, यानी कि कोई चीज़ किसी चीज़ के ऊपर से गई without touching. For example, the dog jumped over the fence. I guess this was also very clear to all of you. ये भी एक over का है. अब एक बहुत ही common सा preposition. The top, a common सा example. The topic went over my head. यहाँ पे भी हमने over लगाया जो कि हम लगा सकते हैं कि मेरे सिर के ऊपर से होके गुजर गया. डॉग भी फेंस के ऊपर से होके गुजर गया. सो दीज आर द यूसेज ऑफ द preposition over and above. I hope you are clear about the usage of over and above. Now let's see about another confusing preposition, of and of. This of tells you about the relation. For example, Ram is the brother of Lakshman. Now can you see, this preposition of is telling you the relation between Ram and Lakshman. We can also make a sentence like, I am fond of sweets. Here also I am telling the relation between sweets and of. यहाँ पे याद रखने की एक trick, whenever we use the word fond in the sentence, we always use the preposition of. For example, Rita is fond of painting. Kids are fond of chocolates. Anywhere, wherever we use fond, we always use the preposition of. Chair is of that store. Here also we can use the preposition of. Now let's talk about this of. Now this of means put off, to stop. This preposition was telling, this preposition was telling relation, whereas this preposition is telling that something is ending. Like, what can be the example? The very common example of this preposition is, the lights were switched off late at night. Here again off. अभी कहीं से जंप करने के लिए भी off. The cat jumped off the table. ये भी हो सकता है. यहाँ पे the cat jumped upon the table भी हो सकता है. The meeting was called off. यानी कि मीटिंग को बंद कर दिया गया था, मीटिंग को ख़त्म करने के लिए बोल दिया गया था. यहाँ पे भी it is double F, means to bring an end to something is double F off. Okay, this was off and off. Now let's talk about the preposition about and ago. Okay, this is very common one and we all know about this. About is always used when you want to mention something. Like the very common example is, do not talk dash me. Do not talk on me, for me, nahi. Do not talk about me. This can be one of the example. अब यहाँ पे एक और example. Papa knows about my earnings. Now again I will use the preposition about here, and here now we'll use the preposition ago. I was here 2 years ago. Now this ago is rarely used preposition, but yes, it is also a preposition. Or Ravi won 4 medals 4 years ago. Now, this was also the usage of ago. In this way, we have completed, children, the most important and the commonly used preposition. There are some more, but they are the very easy one, like I had told you in my previous videos. Behind, in front of, back, they were commonly used. So now, here I finish up with my differentiation of the various prepositions. Now, I will read out some very important and very easy examples to you to practice the usage of preposition. So, let's begin with the sentence. Children, these sentences are there only in the notes of your college. Now, let's begin with, just hear the sentence carefully, which is the first sentence in your notes. The party will be dash Sunday dash 6 o'clock dash the evening. I'll write down this sentence. The party will be dash Sunday dash 6 o'clock dash the. Now students, you can see this sentence. Sorry, the spelling mistake. The party will be dash Sunday dash 6 o'clock dash the evening. We have studied this preposition and the answer is very obvious. With days we use on. The party will be on Sunday at 6 o'clock in the evening. Isn't it very easy? Now let's take another interesting example. We went to Mumbai dash Mr. Gupta's car. What will be the answer? With Mr. Gupta's car or by Mr. Gupta's car? The answer will be, we went to Mumbai by Mr. Gupta's car. I explained you, we use by for means. Now let's take another interesting example. We have been studying dash 6 o'clock. What will we use? Since or for? Children, if you remember, I told you we use since when the exact starting time of the action is mentioned. So here the answer will be since. But if the sentence is, I have been staying dash London dash 4 years. What will be the answer here? I have been staying at or in, both are correct. I have been staying at London. I have been staying in London. A duration is for 4 years. So again this is very clear. Again an important sentence. They barged dash my office dash my permission. Now what will be the answer, children, over here? They barged यानी ज़बरदस्ती घुस के आना. लेकिन when something is entering into something, I told you we use the preposition into. They barged into my office. I didn't tell you this, but without is also the preposition. So they barged into my office without my permission. So this was again very clear. Again, another important, interesting example. There was a quarrel dash the famous Ambani brothers. Now children, what will be the answer over here? When there is something between two people, I told you we always use the preposition between. There was a quarrel between the two Ambani brothers, and if you remember, this is correct also. Years back, there was a fight between Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani related to the property matters. So that was off the topic, but a good example to remember. Let's see another good example. The plane flew dash the hills. Now, what will be the answer? We did this recently. The plane flew over the hills. यहाँ पे there was another answer possible. The plane flew across the hills. Both the answers are correct in this scene. Let's take another example. He is endowed dash exceptional memory. Now the answer here will be he is endowed with. किसी चीज़ के साथ. He is endowed with exceptional memory. See, these examples are really very informative. Okay, the next one. Rita is suffering dash typhoid. The answer is Rita is suffering from typhoid. The reason. Again, we can also use for source. I got these books from the library, from my friend. For all these things, we use the source. Another example. The river flows dash the bridge. We did the vice versa example earlier. The river flows under the bridge. Had this sentence been like this, the bridge was laid dash the river. In that case, we would have made the preposition the bridge was laid over the river, the bridge was laid across the river. दोनों ही सही होते थे. So these are some of the examples. I think I can write one or two examples more over here. They entered dash the agreement dash me. This one is very easy. They entered. किसी चीज़ के अंदर एंटर होना. ज़रूरी नहीं कि वो कोई चीज़ ही हो. एक agreement is also called entering into. They entered into the agreement with me. So children, these are some of the examples which if you want, you can copy it down. This will make your facts about the prepositions more clear. For any doubts, you can message me. Otherwise, all the topics I guess I have made very clear to you. So children, see you soon with the next topic of our English grammar. Till then, stay safe, stay tuned. Bye.